Alright guys, we are back with top 4 hat format at Epic Cards and Games in Hurst, Texas. We got Robert Mcnett, the reigning hat champion on the left playing Geargia versus Nate on the right playing Spellbooks. Both these guys went X1 in Swiss, so we'll see who will get to the finals. They both have one win on the channel. Now, Nate's a regular. He's been in the finals multiple times in Edison format. We'll see if he can get his second win in hat, or will Robert go back-to-back? Robert's been performing pretty consistently in hat. He's topped like all the tournaments that he's been on and featured in the channel. He's made top cut in almost all of them. No, I'm pretty sure he's made top cut in all the ones I filmed. So good job by him. All right. So it looks like Nate, I guess he searched master, but then probably realized he didn't have secrets, so he tried to go back, but I don't know. It is top cut. Sometimes I don't know. You guys tell me. Yep, he kept the master. And let's see. Now Nate. So Nate summoned Blue Boy, which Blue Boy, when it's normal or flip summon, you can search a spellbook spell card from your deck to your hand. Let's see what Robert can do. Special summons. No, normal summons accelerator. Special summons another accelerator. So accelerator, if you control a Geargia monster, you can special summon it from your hand and face up defense position. So even you can do it self. So that's why here he's going to go for rank 4. Excite all night! So Excite all night's effect is once per chain. If your opponent controls more cards than you do on your field and in the hand combined, destroy all other cards on the field. So what happened here was he Fiendish chained Exciton Knight, Robert chained MST, and then Nate chained Breakthrough Skill, which is basically like just negate the effect of a monster. And then he tried to attack the Blue Boy with Exciton Knight. And then he chained, what was it, Book or Fate? I couldn't see. Oh, it was Book. He booked his Blue Boy, and when Blue Boy is, remember, we said when it's normal or flipped, he's going to search a Spellbook spell card. Now Robert's got 2 back rows. Oh, it was Book of Moon, okay. I wonder if you still take damage when, oh, here, he reveals 3 Spellbooks in his hand to special summon High Priestess. It's a level 7 spellcaster. And now the thing about High Priestess is kind of like a Dark Arm / Master Hyperion. You can banish a Spellbook. I'm going to say a spell card. I don't think you can do monster. I'm going to say it's a spell card. Yeah, because he attacked first. Yes, spellbook spell card. Ooh, you can banish from your hand or graveyard. Okay, that's pretty cool. And he chained Spellbook of Wisdom, which it's a quick play spell card. For the rest of the turn, you can target one spellcaster that's unaffected by either spells or traps. So he Fiendish chained the High Priestess. So now he can use High Priestess' effect to pop a card on the field. And here, Robert Fiendish chains the other Blue Boy that he normal summoned. So now Nate activates Secrets, which searches any spellbook card from your deck to your hand. You can search Blue Boy with it as well. So he searches Tower. Activates Master. So Spellbook of the Master, you have to control a spellcaster type monster. You copy a spellbook a normal spellbook spell card in your graveyard. You copy its effect, but you also have to reveal a spellbook card in your hand to activate it. So he searches Fate. So he has Tower Fate. Now I think he needs to pop one of the Fiendish chains because he needs to pop the Fiendish chain on the Priestess because it's going to re-equip to the Priestess. Oh yeah. So that's what I would have done too. So he activates Tower, sets Fate. This is not looking good for Robert. Like, Geargia needs 2 cards to do anything. Unless if he draws Soul Charge. Robert needs Soul Charge. But even if he has Soul Charge, Nate's got Fate with at least 2 spellbooks. Yeah, he has 2 spellbooks in his grave, so he can interrupt any play Robert decides to do. Or if Robert does nothing, he can just reset his Blue Boy, because Spellbook of the Fate, you can banish 2, and it's a Book of Moon. You can banish 2 Spellbook spell cards from your graveyard, and it's a Book of Moon. So here, Robert normal summons Geargiano MK2. Special summons Arsenal from his hand with Geargiano MK2's effect. Now he's going to Book of Moon, the Geargia Arsenal, and Robert attacks over the Blue Boy. Now Nate activates Spellbook of the Tower. Return 1 Spellbook spell card from your graveyard to the bottom of the deck. During your standby phase, you draw a card. And here comes Pot of Duality. Reveals Pot of Duality, Blue Boy, and Eternity. He adds Blue Boy, which can go get Eternity if he wants to. Summons Blue Boy. Yes, something I didn't know. Spellbook of the Tower. You have to control a spellbook. You have to control a spellcaster on your field or your graveyard. I didn't know that. So it looks like Robert just conceding game one. I've heard, I've been watching, shout out to Nerd, Fraser Smith's channel. He's been covering Hat too. And that matchup is rough for Geargia. Like if Geargia, from what he said and what I was watching, if Geargia goes second, they struggle really bad to beat Spellbooks. So here, Robert's going first. Game 2, normal summons Trap Tricks Murmurlea, which is Stratos for normal whole trap cards. What is normal summon? You search a whole normal trap card. So you search Deep Dark Trap Hole, which is basically a bottomless for level 5 or higher monsters. So here, Nate summons Blue Boy, or Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, but I've called it Blue Boy since it came out, so I'm going to keep calling it Blue Boy. I don't think I've ever called it by its real name. It's just been Blue Boy since the deck came out. So he activates Secrets, activates Master. He reveals Tower in his hand to copy Secrets, searches Fate. So he already has 2. This is why I like Crescent, the Spellbook Crescent spell card, because I want to have 3 Spellbooks in my grave turn 1. I don't like Pot of Duality. I think Crescent is, it can be dead at times, but all right. So now Nate sets 3. And here comes End Phase. Oh, Gear. Gear special summons 2 Geargiano monsters from your deck and increases their level by 1. Now, most people play 3 of the MK2, 1 of the Geargiano. You can only activate 1 Geargia per turn. That's the only clause on it. So, yeah. That card's, people call it a Rescue Rabbit for Geargia. All right, who will get to the finals? Robert won our last Hat tournament. He's trying to get back to the finals. Was he undefeated? No, I think he was. I'm pretty sure he was X1. Yes, he was X1 in Swiss. But like I said, he did win our last Hat tournament. Been making top cut consistently. One time, I did play Geargia one time in Hat, and Robert and I played. And I was so mad because he was main decking Mind Control. In game 1, he went first, set armor, set gear, and then Mind Controlled my armor. And I was like, I just lost my mind. I was like, how do I win this game? I was so mad. It's like he just had everything. It's like, it's bad enough you went first. You had armor and gear, and you had a Mind Control for my armor. I was like, I think I almost instantly conceded right then and there. I should have to save us time. All right, so now he summons Gigant X. Normal summons Geargia armor. Special summons Geargia Accelerator because he controls a face-up Geargia monster. But remember, Accelerator you have to summon in defense mode. Special summon in defense mode. And let's see, does Nate have a response? I wonder if Nate's playing Crescent. Me, like I said, I want to have that Fate live turn 1. I like Crescent more than Duality. We saw Nate play Duality game 1. But me, I'm more of a Crescent guy. This deck looks kind of easy to play, the Spellbook deck. The only thing I feel is like you just have to manage your Spellbooks correctly with Eternity. But outside of that, it's not a hard deck to play. Okay, so he goes for Rhapsody, probably trying to force Nate to... He's probably trying to force Nate to use that Spellbook of Fate. Yeah, that's the beauty of Rhapsody. You can attach up to 2 materials per turn, and for each material, you banish a card. Now, you can do any card, not just monsters. That's why it's so good. I remember during Necros format, you would banish, like, their ritual spells. Necros was, like, a year after this? Yes. No, not even a year. It was like 6 months after this format. Like, I was playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! During this time. So, like, during Edison, I wasn't. I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, a month after Edison. Like, right when the Shining Darkness came out. My first regional was during Shining Darkness. But this, like, I was full on Yu-Gi-Oh! During half format. Like, I was testing with my friend Jimmy Nguyen. He's been on the channel before. He went to Worlds during that format. He actually beat Sahabi, the world champion, in top 8 of that Nationals. And Sahabi was playing Infernities. And my friend Jimmy beat him. And then Jimmy ended up losing to the national champion, Corey McDuffie. Shout out to him. He won Nats during half format. And rest in peace. I know he passed away like a few years ago. Yeah, my friend Jimmy also topped that Worlds. He made top 8 at Worlds during that time. You guys probably recognize him. He's going to be here on the channel in the next Edison tournament. All right, so now he Robert soul charge. Now that story time is over. He soul charges for Diamond Direwolf. Nate Torrential's on the summon of Diamond Direwolf. And Geargiant's effect is when it's sent, I think when it leaves the field. Yeah, as long as it leaves the field, you can special summon in a level 3 monster. And then he tributed Geargiano to bring back a level 4 monster, special summoned Accelerator from his hand, and XYZ summoned Gigant X, and I think he grabbed back Accelerator from his graveyard. So Gigant X, you need 2 level 4 machines. Yes, 2 level 4 machines. And you detach one to search a level 4 or lower machine from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Did he use Spellbook of the Tower? Anyway. So, Blue Boy, Secrets. Let me look up Gear Gigant X, because there's something I don't remember. Alright. When this face-up card leaves the field, you can target 1 level 3 lower Geargia monster in your graveyard. Okay, so that's why he brought back the Geargiano. So here comes Spellbook of the Master. Reveals Wisdom. Copies Secrets. Oh no, he copied Eternity. Spellbook Eternity adds one of your banished Spellbook spell cards to your hand. So he copied Eternity. So you can see here Nate is recycling his resources with Eternity. That's it. Like, if you're going to play Spellbooks, it's not a hard deck to play. You just got to try to recycle your resources, like getting Eternity, putting it back in your deck with Tower. So here Nate banishes 2 to book. Oh no, he has 3. Okay, so he banishes the Gigant X, and then Gigant X's effect will activate since it left the field to special summon a level 3 Peter Game monster from his graveyard. Nate chains Maxi. So Maxi is a quick effect. During either player's turn, you can send it from your hand to the graveyard. Each time, for the rest of the turn, each time your opponent special summons a monster, you draw 1 card. This is looking good for Robert. Like, he drew 1 off the... Nate drew 1 off the Maxi, which is fine. And then he just sets armor. I don't know if Nate... Like, this is the thing. Sometimes people keep in cards like Maxi because they have nothing else to side deck. Which I understand. It happens in certain matchups. Like, sometimes you have to keep MST against, you know, bad matchups. But if you can't side it out... I don't like Maxi against Geargia. Alright, so Nate is playing Crescent. I'm shocked. Because he's playing both Crescent and Duality. So Crescent, you have to have no other spell... I think you have to have no other Spellbook spell cards in your graveyard. Might be spell cards in general. And you basically... You choose 3 and you randomly add 1 to your hand. The other 2 get shuffled into the deck. The good news is your opponent doesn't see it. So your opponent doesn't know what you got off the Crescent. And here comes Secrets from Nate. Let me look up Crescent. Is it Spellbook spell cards? Okay, yes, it's Spellbook spell cards. So if you have like a pot of Duality in there, you can still use Crescent. That's the good news. So he searches Power. Spellbook of Power. Most people play 1 Spellbook of Power, but I have seen some people play 2. So normal summon is Justice of the Prophecy. So Justice of Prophecy, if a Spellbook spell card was activated previously this turn, during the end phase, you can banish the Prophecy the what's it called? I forgot the name of this. What's the name of this card? Justice of Prophecy. So he wisdoms the torrential. Attacks him. So remember, wisdom is a quick effect spell card. I guess this stopped him from using power. Yeah, so Robert torrentials. Nate chain wisdom to make his justice be unaffected by trap cards. Then during the end phase, banish the justice to search secrets, a spellbook spell card, and a level 5 or higher light or dark spellcaster type monster. Chooses a high priestess. So now Robert normal summons Geargiano, which when it's normal or flip summon, you're supposed to summon a Geargia monster from your hand. Yes, from your hand or graveyard in... Does it have any... I think you special summon it in... Yeah, special summon it in defense position. That's it. That's effect. You can still use its effect and stuff. So here, Robert goes for Soul of Silver Mountain. So Soul of Silver Mountain, you can... Alright, anyways, here Nate is activating Tower. I'll go over Soul of Silver Mountain here in a second. So Tower returns 1 during the standby phase, and you draw 1 card. So here comes Secrets. So I think Soul of Silver Mountain, you need the Earth monsters to summon it. It's not generic, because I think everyone would play it if it was generic. Yes, you need 2 level 3 Earth monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, target 1 set card, and your opponent's spell and trap zone. It cannot be activated while this face-up card on the field. This effect's pretty good, too. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle while it has XYZ Matars, you can target 1 monster, Earth monster in your graveyard, especially that targeting a face-up defense position. That's pretty good. I forgot about that effect. So here, Nate used Power on Justice. So Spellbook of Power, it gives a spellcaster type monster you control 1,000 attack. And if it destroys a monster by battle, now it doesn't have to send it to the graveyard. To destroy by battle, you add a Spellbook spell card from your deck to your hand. So you search his Fate. So yes, Soul of Silver Mountain, looks like he's in end phase. Banish the Justice. Searches another High Priestess and another Spellbook spell card. So 58-36. Yeah, Robert, you got to do something or you're in trouble, man. I think I said this in the previous videos. Spellbooks win with Tower. That's how this deck wins. Tower and Fate. That's why I think any deck that plays a field spell is a kind of a bad matchup for them, because we just, for free, like me, when I play Sylvans, I just for free put my Sylvania on top of the Tower. And I'll wait for them. Sometimes I won't even use my Sylvania. I'll wait for them to put their Tower up, and then I'll put mine on top. Because in hat format, both players can only control 1 field spell. It changed later on in Yu-Gi-Oh! Which I think it should have been that way from the beginning. Anyways, here, it's just a bottomless for level 5 or higher monsters. So Nate reveals 3 Spellbook spell cards for High Priestess, special summon it. Then he chains Wisdom to the Deep Dark Trap Hole. Now he's going to pop Robert's other back row and probably summon the other Priestess he has in his hand. Yep. And Robert concedes. So, yep, quick. Oh, he summoned all 3 Priestess. Oh, my God. So Nate is taking Spellbooks to the finals. Stops Robert from going back-to-back in hat format. Shout out to Nate. I mean, this looks like it's a tough matchup. Especially if the Spellbook player goes first. It's brutal. So, yeah. Congrats, Nate. I love Spellbooks. It's one of the decks that I had success with in my Yu-Gi-Oh! Career. Any deck that you've, like, you know, topped the regional with or topped the YCS with, it always, especially years ago, it always has, like, you know, that special place in your heart. And I topped 16, the very first ARG Circuit series with Spellbooks back in 2013. You guys can find the deck profile. It's on Cordero's channel of Exodus4666. I'm much younger in that video, but me and Los both made top. He made top 8, and I made top 16 with Spellbooks. We were using almost the exact same list. Yeah, go check it out, you guys. You can find it on YouTube somewhere. Yeah, let me know if I missed anything. I'm having a heck of a time watching Hat and playing Hat. I still play Edison. I still love Edison too, guys. Don't worry. To me, that's why I never named my channel an Edison channel, because I love playing more than one format. And if we decide to do Tengu or even Goat, I may upload some of that stuff too. We'll see. Stay tuned. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.